Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with Maryellen, the one and only. Chapter 5, The Poodle Skirt. Maryellen and Mom walked into the cool air conditioning of O'Neill's, the next department store of the shopping center, and rode the stately silver escalator up to the girls' department on the second floor. As Maryellen stepped off the escalator, she came to a sudden stop. There on a mannequin right before her very eyes was the most wonderful outfit she had ever seen. It was a pink blouse, a black patent leather belt, and a very full black felt skirt with a pink poodle applique on it. Oh, Mom, look, said Maryellen exuberantly. A poodle skirt. She touched the poodle's shiny black button eyes and traced the loops of its leash. Isn't this the cutest outfit in the world? It's cute, said Mom briskly, but we're here for underwear. Yes, of course, said Maryellen. Dutifully, she followed Mom into the underwear section. While we're here, let's get underwear for Tom and Dad, too, said Mom. Maryellen swallowed a groan. Underwear for boys and men was even more boring than underwear for girls. But she was patient as Mom chose underpants for Tom and boxer shorts for Dad. As she was patient while she waited in line to pay for their purchases at the checkout counter. Though she couldn't help looking longingly over at the poodle skirt at the girls' department. A small sigh escaped her. Mom heard the sigh and saw what Maryellen was gazing at. Ellie, sweetie, Mom said with a note of warning in her voice. We're not shopping for skirts today, remember? You already have a perfect fine back-to-school dress. The plaid one from Carolyn. Didn't we agree on that? Yes, said Maryellen. Mom was right. The plaid dress was perfectly fine. It was just so ordinary. She knew that she should not brag about the fabulous poodle skirt, but she gathered her courage and asked, Mom, what if I just zipped over there and tried on the skirt while you're waiting in line? Well, all right, said Mrs. Larkin, but I won't be long, so don't dilly-dally. I won't, Maryellen promised. She grabbed the skirt on the sides of the rack, rushing to a dressing room and trying the skirt on. The poodle skirt looked even more wonderful than she expected. She twirled around in front of the three panels of the dressing room to make the skirt swing out in a perfect circle, and she was delighted to see hundreds of twirling Maryellens reflecting around her in a swirling swoosh. Mom poked her head in around the dressing room curtain. Ready to go? She asked. Maryellen and nodded. Mom looked at Maryellen and raised an eyebrow. My, but the poodle on the skirt is pink, she said dryly. And pink is a color that I think you should like to avoid today. Your hands are still a bit pink from scrubbing away all that red paint. Oh, Mom, Maryellen burst out. You were right. I did paint the front door red to show off and get attention. But I also painted it for you. I thought if our house looked special, your friends would be impressed. They would see how special you were. Oh, said Mom. She stepped into the dressing room and sat down hard on the little stool next to the mirror. Really? She asked. Maryellen nodded. Yes, she said fervently. I didn't want our house to look boring and ordinary because I didn't want Betty and Florence to think that we were boring and ordinary. Especially not you. I see, said Mom. You were feeling overlooked and underappreciated. You thought I was too, so you wanted to make a big splash for both of us. Maryellen winced at the word splash, but said, yes. I see, said Mom again. I'm glad I understand better now. It was sweet of you to think of me and how I might be feeling, and it was good of you to scrub off the red paint, too. I know that was hard work. You made a mess, but you took responsibility for cleaning it up. It was actually Joan who sort of gave me the idea, said Maryellen. Did she? Said Mom. Sounds like she's forgiving you for splattering red paint on Jerry. Maryellen smiled and shrugged. She knew the reason why Joan had forgiven her, but Joan had asked her not to tell Mom about being pinned, so she kept quiet. Anyway, you seem to get back in Joan's good graces, Mom went on. If she gives her approval to the all-girls room, that, as far as I'm concerned, it's a done deal. You can help Joan and Carolyn move in permanently when we get home. Really? Maryellen asked. I'm pretty sure Joan likes it. At least she told me she did. Mom stood up, crossed her arms, and tilted her head, and observed Maryellen from head to toe. All of a sudden, you're looking more mature to me, Miss Maryellen Larkin. And I don't think it's just because of that very chic poodle skirt you're wearing either. Maryellen beamed. In fact, the more I look at it, the more I think the skirt suits you, said Mom. It's quite grown up, and you are, too. Ellie girl, I think you found yourself a very glamorous back-to-school skirt, don't you? Let's buy it. Maryellen gasped. She threw herself at Mom and said, "Oh, thank you, Mom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it." Maryellen was thrilled. The poodle skirt would be one of the first new things, certainly one of the most beautiful things she'd ever owned in her life. It was fun and fancy and fashionable. She was absolutely sure that the poodle skirt guaranteed she'd not only have a great first day of school, but a great year in 4th grade. Even better, the poodle skirt was a perfect reminder that Mom didn't think of her as a little kid anymore, but as someone more grown up, whose ideas should be taken seriously. After all, even some of her great ideas did not work out perfectly as they did in her imaginary TV shows. Somehow, sometimes, some things still ended up happily, just as they did today. The thought of happy endings reminded Maryellen of her Jerry and Joan wedding project. "Say, Mom," she said, "on our way to the store, maybe we swing through the bridal shop?" "Sure," said Mom. "That's a great idea. It'll be fun." Oh boy, thought Maryellen, a poodle skirt, the all girls were in 4th grade, and a wedding to look forward to. The months were to be extraordinary. Maryellen thought she was the luckiest girl in the world because she had 3 best friends. There was Davy right next door, of course. She also had 2 best girlfriends. It wasn't enough. Both girls were named Karen. One was Karen Stolman and one was Karen King. Maryellen mostly saw the Karens at school because they lived in different neighborhoods. When summer vacation ended and school started again, she and her 3 best friends were going to be in 4th grade together. One afternoon, shortly before the first day of school, Karen Stolman's mother drove the 2 Karens over to Maryellen's house to play. Maryellen had painted permanent hopscotch squares on the driveway, so the girls were having a hopscotch marathon. Maryellen tossed her marker, which was an old popsicle stick, and hopped to the square it landed on, talking at the same time. "I hope Mrs. Humphrey Hop is nice, hop, hop, hop," she said. Joan and Carolyn had her as their teacher when they were in 4th grade, and they liked her a lot. Karen Stolman, who took ballet, rose up and tiptoe and twirl. "I'm so glad the 3 of us are all in the same class," she said. "And Davy's in our class, too," Maryellen reminded. "So this is going to be our best school year ever. I just know it." "Yes," said Karen King. Her round, freckly face looked cheerful. "Plus, this is the year we're finally getting the Girl Scouts." "Hooray!" cheered Maryellen, and Karen and Stolman twirled again. Maryellen, Karen had liked being brownies well enough, but they'd been looking forward to being Girl Scouts for years. "We'll be the most outstanding Girl Scouts ever," said Maryellen. "We'll earn more badges than anyone else, and sell the most Girl Scout cookies, and have the most fun on the hikes." "Do you 2 have your uniforms yet?" asked Karen Stolman. "Yes," said Maryellen and Karen King. "Me too," said Karen Stolman. "Mine was a little too long, so Mom's hemming it." She didn't say so, but Maryellen knew that Karen Stolman's Girl Scout uniform was brand new. She only had an older brother, so all her clothes were new. "You know what's going to be great," Karen continued, "when we all wear our uniforms? We'll all look exactly alike. We'll be triplets." Not exactly," said Maryellen. "My uniform's a hand-me-down. First Joan wore it, then Carolyn. So old that it's different from the new ones. It has long sleeves." "Oh," said Karen Stolman, sounding disappointed. She always liked the girls to be the same. "My uniform is a hand-me-down, too," signed Karen King. "For my sister Kathy. She's really hard on her clothes. They look like they've been through a hurricane by the time I get to them." "I know what you mean," said Maryellen. "My clothes go through Joan and Carolyn before they come to me." Maryellen thought with a zing of excitement. Not all of her clothes were previously worn. The Karens did not know about the wonderful new skirt with a pink French poodle that she was going to be wearing on her first day of 4th grade. Maryellen had been planned to keep her skirt a secret and to surprise Karen and Karen with it on the first day of school. She was so excited about it that she thought she might pop. Guess what? Maryellen said to the Karens. Mom and I went shopping at O'Neill's and now have something brand new to wear on the first day of school. You went to O'Neill's? Gasped Karen King. You lucky duck. What'd you get? Asked Karen Stolman. Well, it's, Maryellen stopped. The poodle skirt was simply too wonderful to describe in mere words. To be fully appreciated, it had to be seen in all pink poodle glory. Come inside, she said impulsively, so you can see it. The 3 girls dropped their hopscotch markers and stampeded inside. Maryellen led her friends to her room. There, they carefully displayed on the chair, was her poodle skirt. Both Karens gasped in appreciation. Isn't that the cutest skirt you've ever seen? Asked Maryellen. Yes, said Karen Stolman. I wish I had one too. On the first day of school, I'm going to wear a pink blouse that Caroline gave me, said Maryellen. I'm going to borrow Caroline's crinoline to make the skirt stick out. Golly, sighed Karen King. Ellie Larkin, you'll be the most fashionable girl in the 4th grade. Everybody will be impressed. You'll look like a movie star. Karen pointed in a photo of Maryellen's favorite movie star, Debbie Reynolds, which Maryellen had taped to a mirror. If you cut your bangs short, you just look like Debbie Reynolds. Maryellen beamed. She held the poodle skirt to her waist and twirled around. I can't wait to wear it on the first day of school. If I had one, I'd wear it every day, said Karen Stolman. Put it on so we can see how it fits, said Karen King. But just then, Tom stuck his head in the door. Mrs. Stolman's here, he said. Oh no, we've got to go, said Karen King, turning to leave. We'll see you on the first day of school. Yes, said Maryellen. Davy and I will ride our bikes like always, and I'll meet you on the playground. See you later, alligator. See you soon, raccoon, said the Karens. Bye. I've never heard that before. After the girls left, Maryellen practically danced into dinner, filling with happy anticipation. This was going to be the best school year ever. That's the end of that chapter. See you later.